Hi guys, have you ever heard about the empire within the empire? No? Well, there's one nation who can achieve that. We are talking here about the Papal State, the Kingdom of God, or the Pope. Normally, when the Pope or the Papal State is around and you grow, you're normally not part of the Holy Roman Empire. But in my game, I am. And on top of that, I am an empire and one of the strongest nations within the world. Austria is currently leading the HRE, and though of course they are an empire. But because I used the government reform Kingdom of God, I became an empire too. So I will show you how that works, and additionally how we make sure that we can influence who will be the next emperor, because as an empire within the empire, pretty sure I can pull some strings. When you start the game as a pope, you are normally just one minor nation within Italy. There are a lot of other nations who are way stronger than you. And on top of that, even a neighbor you could easily expand to is under a personal union below Aragon. So what will be our first steps? First of all, we need to make sure that we take care about our alliances. The first alliance that we should pick would be Austria. Our second alliance should be Castile. But to ally Spain or Castile, we need to rival Aragon, and our second rival will be Provence. We will improve relation with Castile until they ally us, and additionally we will put a spy network on Aragon. Military wise, we hire the Free Company. For more military improvements, we will improve relation with the Swiss. With the Swiss, there is a mission inside, it's called Form the Swiss Guard, where we need 100 relations with Switzerland. The Swiss will be one of our major allies within the game, and they are very reliable because we hire the mercenaries all the time. Estates. The estates are pretty straightforward. The Pope is the only country in the world that starts with 50% crown land, so we can easily give out all the kind of additional manor points. So we start with religious state, we start with the clerical advisory council, and additionally religious diplomats. For the nobility, we give out primacy of the nobility, we give out increased levies, aristocratic councillors, and because we already have 2 vassals, we give out strong duchies. One vassal will be Urbino, the other one is Perugia. These we need to integrate 1454 as soon as possible. I will show you later how that works, how we can integrate them with one step. Furthermore, as states, we give land of commerce, patronage of the arts, commercial advisory board, indebted to the burghers, and private trade fleets. With that, our estates are set. We send our fleet to protect trade in Genoa. We take our galleys and we hunt pirates in Genoa too. Tunis, Morocco and Tlemcen, they are all annoying little barbaric pirates. They will raid your coast. With galleys protecting or hunting pirates, there's a chance that this is not happening. Normally the first raid happens, but afterwards, as long as you have someone who's hunting pirates, it will not happen. Pay attention if you want to do it later with other territories. Genoa is only these kind of provinces. If you want to make sure that nobody's raiding coast in Valencia, you need to send out ships here too to hunt pirates. galleys are a good option, or 3 carracks. We will not set a third rival right now. We will keep that one open, because sooner or later Naples is breaking free from the personal union, and there could be an event that we get a subjugation casus belli against them, and this will lower relations with them, so we could set them up as a rival. On top of that, we excommunicate them. Talking about excommunication, as long as you are the Pope, you have a diplomacy ability, papal actions to excommunicate. These kind of abilities are very strong because they allow you to get lands way cheaper for aggressive expansion. Sadly, in 1.33, Paradox changed something. They introduced this button. As a Pope, I don't have it. It's called Selling Indulgence. So I basically can revoke your excommunication. This button was there already before 1.33, but the AI is now using it frequently. Even before you can excommunicate someone, they are using that button, and sometimes that is very annoying. As soon as your diplomat is back, improve relation with Austria too. We will try to join the HRE, and for that we need 141 relations with Austria. That will be our next step. Furthermore, we will hire advisors. Pick whatever kind of advisor you like on level 1. I will go for the production efficiency guy. For the Diplo guy, it doesn't matter so much either. I will go for the diplomatic reputation because it makes alliances easier at the beginning, and afterwards pick any kind of military, but always focus on morale or discipline. I will take this moral guy. Now we are set. Let's forward to the next step. Ally Castile, join the HRE. 1445. As you can see, I'm now allied to Switzerland and Castile. I still have not set my third rival, and I'm continuing building a spy network. My spy network is against Provence because I want to make sure that I get claimed on these 3 provinces. I additionally want to get a claim on Siena. Siena normally allies Provence. In my game they did not do it, they allied Milan, and Provence is allied to Ferrara and Saluzzo, 2 weak Italian neighbors. I already put a claim on, or I'm working on putting a claim on Abruzzi. I don't know how the situation will work out with the Naples. Sometimes there is an event happening, sometimes not. If I have at least a claim and Naples breaks free from Aragon, that is a moment when you declare the war. And because the ruler of Aragon is already very, very old, the chance is pretty high that it happens within 5 years. So we will continue now improving relations with Austria to join the HRE, and afterwards improving relations with Switzerland to get the Swiss army. Don't forget to build up the spy networks. We are now headed forward 1 year. As you could see, I put a claim on Abruzzi, and Naples is still a junior partner under Aragon. This could happen earlier in your game. When it happens earlier in your game, declare war against them. Don't wait for something else. They break free, you have a claim, attack them. Additionally, I already put a claim on this region of the Provence that I cannot pronounce, and I will additionally continue building a spy network on Aix. Something changed in 1.34. France in 1.33 always kept their alliance with Provence, but of course they are now in 1.34, they are Francian, and Occitan is part of the French culture group, and France is a kingdom. They always try to expand within their culture group. So they broke the alliance with the Provence, and that is really bad for the Provence. They have just 2 weak allies now, not France anymore who's taking care of them. So any day one of the majors like Burgundy can jump on them and attack them, and this is normally happening very fast. As you can see, I have right now 150 relations with Austria, so that allows me to join the HRE. What we will do right now, the good thing is the Pope is fixed to a kingdom rank. As you could see, kingdom rank. Even joining HRE will not reduce you to a duchy. You will stay a kingdom. That's why we can do this, and that's why we keep our government capacity and we keep our diplomat. Now we are part of the HRE. That's good for Austria because they got some imperial authority. Furthermore, as you could see, with 100 relations with Switzerland, we can now kick off this mission. We can get the Swiss Guard who are ready to defend us. We will hire the Swiss Guard. For that, we have to wait 1 month. And now they became available. We hired them, and with that we will go over force limit. Because we are over force limit, we can eliminate some of our regular troops. Especially at the beginning of the game, it is better to use mercenary and to be conservative with manpower. So I will delete now my cavalry, and with 2 more I will additionally delete 1 infantry. So that's it for now. Now we wait for a claims on Provence or that Naples breaks free. Whatever happens earlier, we need to be ready to attack the one or the other, because when Naples breaks free, we will declare against them. If Provence get attacked by Burgundy, France, Milan, Savoy, we will attack them too. In my game, the first 5 years, nothing happened at all. This could be different in your case. Please be aware of that. Naples broke free from the personal union. And this is basically exactly that day and moment when we will declare war. We will just seize land one more time, get any kind of mission, and then we will attack Naples. This event is a rare event, and normally it does not happen. This event told us that Naples refuses to submit to pay the Pope. What we can do now is actually we can give Naples under appeal to France. For sure we won't do that. We can force Belly with a subjugation. That's our pick. Or we don't care at all. Of course we will take the subjugation casus belli. With that one, we immediately attack them and force them under subjugation. Now, be aware, this casus belli will have a lot of aggressive expansion. You need to improve relations with your neighbors. Bologna, Ferrara, Lucca, Siena, they all will hate you for that. So improve relations. What happens if you do not have this kind of event? Nevertheless, Naples will break free from the PU and you will get provinces. For example, you take in your war then Abruzzi, you will take the Napoli region. That's it. So let's declare war for subjugation against Naples. The war against Naples was over pretty quick. It just took me 2 years to siege down the fort. I pulled my fleet here next to Napoli to block their fort. That makes sieging easier. Because Naples is alone, nobody was willing to defend them. I told you, improve relations with the neighbors. When you subjugate them, using this casus belli, you can see I have a lot of aggressive expansion, 75. Even because I'm the courier controller, I get minus 10%. But without courier controller, if you lose it, you will not be able to subjugate them, because all the other Italian minors will attack you. So what happens if you do not have this kind of casus belli, the subjugation casus belli? Then you will just take certain provinces. You will take Abruzzi, you will take Napoli, you will take Alvino and Salerno. That's it. In the second war against them, you will subjugate them. In my case, I will subjugate them easily right now, and afterwards we just chill because the aggressive expansion is sky high. Furthermore, as you could see, my vassals are already very disloyal. So disable transfer trade for now, because it will make them loyal again. In 1454 we will start integrating them. We will chill now a little bit and we will wait for an opportunity to jump on one of the other neighbors. My goal is still to jump on Provence, because I could see that Burgundy has started getting claims on the Provence now, especially on this kind of area. So let's see how that goes. My troops are still chilling. After 1 year, I'm improving relations with my vassals, and as you could see, Burgundy attacked Provence, as explained. On top of that, lovely France, who tried to keep their cultural union over all the French territory, attacked them too. So now they are at war with 2 majors and a lot of small personal union members. We will of course attack them too. Before that, excommunicate them. I just did it 1 second ago, and you will just attack them, call in Switzerland, and what we will do is we will just wait that the peace will happen between Burgundy and France with the Provence, but we will station our troop here in the bottom area. As you could see, Burgundy is occupying this kind of area that's connecting the Burgundian lands. France is already trying to siege down the Anjou area, and we have stationed our troop in this area. Burgundy sooner or later will peace out Provence, and we will just wait for it. We will just fast forward because nothing is happening now, because we want this territory and we just need to make sure that we get it. Sooner or later, 1452, you will hit the first government reform. The papacy is, in the end, it's a theocracy, though you have the theocracy options. As tier 2 government reform, you pick commercial missions. With that, you get a merchant, and this kind of merchant you will place in the Genoa trade node, and you will use it for established communities to improve relations. As you could see, these are all the kind of neighbors who hate us. So we need to make sure that we improve relations way faster. Furthermore, there's currently a trader, a merchant in Alexandria. As soon as we have more trade power in the Venice area, we will move him over here to collect trade. This will happen very soon. So for now, let's wait until this Provence war is over and we will get our territory. If you are interested to learn more about the government reforms, especially in the theocracy, have a look at my guide section. I just provided a guide lately where I was talking about theocracy and what are the best government reforms. Please take a look. The war versus France and Provence is dragging on. Burgundy peaced out, took their part out of Provence, they took the Lorraine area and were done, though we will now take the bottom part and make sure that all this kind of Provence area is ours. Again, this will be aggressive expansion, but because we put one of the merchants in this kind of area and improving relations, it's way better for us. So now let's take what we can get and peace Provence out, because they will now leave the game because France will get the other part. Don't forget to improve relations with your vassals like Urbino and Perugia, because the next thing what we will basically do is start integrating them. Finally, I'm still covering Provence. I have enough relations with Urbino to annex them. We will start annexing Urbino now. One thing you need to watch out for. Urbino annexation will take until November 1456. If you start with Perugia, it will take until March 1456. What you try to do is, you want to annex, if you have two minor vassals, you want to annex them so that they are annexed on the same day. So we will start with Urbino and we wait a few months, and afterwards we start annexing Perugia. In the meantime, don't forget, Naples has claims on the bottom territory of Aragon. They are currently only allied to Florence. So we will attack Aragon and give back the cause of Naples to make them stronger. On top, we try to get these kind of provinces here. So if you have the possibility, build a spy network. I already did it and I will continue doing that. So in the meantime, we will integrate our vassals and then we will attack Aragon. As explained, Urbino is now already integrated by 40%. We will do the same now with Perugia, and now both are finished in November 1456. 1 month before the integration of Perugia and Urbino, you will go to the estates and you apply nobility integration policy, because when you integrate a vassal, you get -3 diplomatic reputation. With that, you can prevent that. Additionally, the -5% will help us that it will happen immediately. So the last 5% will be gone. So now they are at 100%. Both of them, we wait 1 month and both are integrated. Additionally, as you could see, I'm already warring against Aragon because there was an opportunity that the allies did not join, though I declared just against them to make sure that we get Naples back the provinces. And you could see Perugia and Urbino are integrated both on the same day, and we have no penalty from the diplomatic reputation. We called into this war Castile, so that's why I mentioned in the beginning, Castile is a very, very good ally to fight against Aragon. Now we will move down our troops down here and conquer the bottom area. And afterwards we try to get additionally this kind of island under our control. What happens if Aragon is not available as an enemy because they're already a PU under Castile? That's really sad. We can't change it. Then you have to look for other opportunities to expand. Other opportunities could be France. France is still fragmented. With Austria and Castile, if Aragon is a PU under them, you are more powerful than France, so you can jump on them. You can jump on more Italian minors, or you even can try to target Venice. The Castilian army, armada, navy is stronger than the Venice one. Plus, don't forget, Aragon has a lot of galleys, so for sure you are stronger than Venice. There's an interesting small country that almost nobody plays. It's called Dalmatia. Dalmatia has awesome ideas. You can release them as a vassal and feed them back all of Venice territory. Really lovely and small little interesting minor. If you want to play really something with a twist. As mentioned, our goal was to beat Aragon. We've called in Castile, but we do not give them any kind of territory. In the peace deal with Aragon, you give back Naples, all the kind of provinces. Somehow they lost their core on Palermo, I don't know why. And we will take additionally these kind of islands. Get all the kind of money. That's it for now. Don't give anything to Castile, because as long as Castile don't get any provinces, they're still interested in getting provinces. So with that, we made Naples additionally loyal, because we returned all of the provinces to them. 200 provinces. How could they not like us? We are the Pope. Don't forget to core up the provinces, and every time when you core up something, don't forget to lower autonomy, because it will give you more manpower and income. Really, really important. The moment has come and my Pope died. Luckily, I got a new Pope. He is luckily again the Curia controller, and I am still the Pope. Something that you should keep in mind. When you have money, try to appoint cardinals. For each kind of cardinal, you get a higher chance to still be in charge of the Curia. In a very bad scenario, let's imagine you won't have any kind of cardinal at all anymore. You have no chance to become the Curia controller or the Pope again. In your case, the Pope can be replaced earlier, or your guy could die earlier. You have afterwards the ability to enact a golden bull. The golden bull is normally something that helps all Catholic nations to grow in a certain kind of direction, and it costs always 400 money from the Curia coffers. Now something gamey. You want, of course, that the Renaissance is spreading fast so that the Catholic nations stay on top. But as Pope, when Renaissance is spawning, there are certain kind of decisions that make the Reformation go up and rise faster. Though your goal as a Pope should be to keep the Renaissance for yourself and maybe only sell it to certain kind of nations. So what I will do is, I will select this one, Christiane Pietas, and I will not spread the Renaissance. Even when there are certain cardinals already have it, like mine in Rome, we will not give it out. And instead, what we will do is, we will use the share knowledge button all the time. Every time when we can do it, we will share knowledge and get richer. What we will do now is, in the next few years, we will try to get as much as territory from the Tuscany area, and we will start building claims on Tunis. Tunis is an interesting pick because here you can raise trade companies. I will show you in a few seconds how and what's going on there. Tunis is sometimes allied to the Ottomans, sometimes allied to the Mamluks. If they are to the Mamluks, it's not such a big problem. You can beat them, but be careful, they have a huge navy. If they are allied to the Ottomans, don't declare against them, it's not worth it. But what you should do is, if they are allied to the Ottomans, maybe look for some of the minors that they're allied to. For example, in my case, they're allied to Jared and Mzab. So what you could do is, you could use the H ability, transfer subject, build a claim 1, 2, 3, and then additionally put a spy network on Gerard. Declare against Gerard, in the same time declare against Tunis, break the alliance of the Ottomans, and just get 1 or 2 provinces like here for lower aggressive expansion. During the game, there is a possibility that you have to select an idea group. As the Pope, you will lag behind in admin technology, because the first guy that you have is a 1-1-2. He's so awesome, it's unimaginable. So, and you will try to core a lot of provinces that are high value. So you will lag behind in admin points. But that is not a reason to focus on admin points, because we need to stay ahead in militech. And your guy is only 2 in military, so there's only one option. It will go very slowly. You see it's 1465 or only already, and you can pick the first idea. As the first idea, there are 2 valid options that you could pick. One is divine, what mixes up very, very well with the Pope, because you have development cost reduction, what we need, we have morals that we need, and you have manpower in true faith provinces. This mixes up very, very well later with the Kingdom of God, who has 15% on top. Another very valid idea is quality, because quality makes our ships stronger. And when our ships get stronger, we have the chance to think other navies. And the Pope is in Italy, so you will fight a lot in the Mediterranean, and you will have a lot of ships always around. So as you could see, my ships are already 25, and I'm still building more ships because I'm preparing to invade Tunis. So this war that you can see here is against Siena, what I mentioned, because we try to get these kind of provinces from the Tuscany area, and Venice was just allied to them. Of course, we were victorious against Siena, and we just pieced out Venice. Second government reform hit in, and there are not so many options for theocracies. You will pick education of the court, because it makes our advisors cheaper. You will already get a lot of money because we are in the Italy region. When it's time to build buildings, make sure to build marketplaces and all the trade centers. And as soon as you can build workshops, make sure you build workshops in the high value provinces like clothes and paper. The Pope additionally is very rich because we feed on taxes. There's even an idea that we get 20% national tax modifier on top, though churches are a very valuable option, so don't forget to build them too. What you could see here is already that I'm preparing my armada and my troops to invade Tunis. I will of course again call in the Castilians, because Tunis is allied with Morocco, Jared and Zab, and that would be a little bit too much for me right now. And that's why we need them. Though, as described, we declared against Tunis, we called in the Castilians, and we've occupied a lot of territory from Tunis. What we additionally continue doing is we are building a spy network here against Genoa, because we need the Pisa province, against Florence, because we need this province from the Tuscany area, and on top of that, there is Lucca, where we have a spy network too. When we piece out Tunis, we try to get a huge chunk out of them. We will take all of kind of that area and the Kabila area. That's it for now. One thing that I have not shown to you is the Pope can always call for a crusade. Of course, I called in for a crusade against Tunis, because that one makes our fight easier, and we get a huge army moral buff on our side. So for example, if you compare it with moral now, 4.26, only the Ottomans have more than us, and Castile was fighting on our side, and they are only lagging behind. So of course they have poor uniforms compared with the Ottomans, and we are lacking just some prestige, so that we would be on par with the Ottomans. And this is actually pretty good. So now let's piece out Tunis, get some money from them, and what we now will do is, of course we core up all these kind of provinces. What we will do is we make it to a trade company. These kind of provinces here, we will build certain kinds of buildings to make our income stronger. So you could see, because it's a trade company, we already got a new merchant, and we will use this merchant for now, just collecting trade in Venice, because that one was missing. A few months have passed. Now we can build this kind of trade company investments. What we will do is, you will always build company warehouse and company depot on all the kind of provinces. On top, you build the broker's office and the broker's exchange. The one is trade power, the other one is goods produced. With these kinds of buildings and transferring trade back into your home node, what will be Genoa, and you're already the most dominant power there, you will swim in money very soon. One more thing, don't forget to upgrade your trade ports to level 2. That will help you to even collect more trade in this node. As the game goes on, there are certain kinds of events that are based on the Reformation. This kind of event asks you to slow down the Reformation, or that you get personally more yearly tax income. 5 tax income is actually really nothing. Don't go for it. It's a trap. Always try to slow down the Catholicism reform desire. Currently, it's on 55. As soon as I hit it, it goes down to 45. So there will be 3 of these events. Always go down the other way. Always choose to slow down the Catholic reform desire. The wars that you can, by the way, see are not mine wars. Aragon needed to be viewed again by Castile, and Austria is trying to get a pew over Bohemia. And this Lucca war, this is my war. I try to get my last province in the Tuscany area. One thing we have not spoken about is found the Vatican Library. When this kind of event pops up, it asks you, what do you want to make stronger? Diplomacy, diplomatic reputation, admin for that you get lower unrest, or army quality, that you get more army tradition from battles. Always go for the unrest. If you pick all these kind of unrest events plus the true phase plus 2, it will be really quiet inside of your empire, because with this kind of stuff you will not face any kind of bad revolution, because everyone will be happy. Here you can see at the bottom the Vatican Library that I was talking about. Then there's a Sistine Chapel event. So don't worry so much about it. With the true phase and the HRE buff and the tolerance, there's almost no chance that there will be any kind of rebels inside of the Pope. Sooner or later, you will have the second idea group. As a second idea group, I strongly suggest going for espionage. You maybe have already seen that there are some guides out there that the Pope can massively aggressive expansion reduction, but that is not the main reason to go for espionage for me. Of course, aggressive expansion is nice, but the policies that mix with divine and quality are really good. With quality, you get a yearly army tradition decay minus 0.5%. That is really good. Your armies always stay on top of army tradition. With divine, you get a strong siege ability buff. Combine that with a siege ability of 10% in here, plus the 20% from the policy, it's plus 30. And maybe you will take offensive, then it's plus 20. So it's 70. And if you combine quality with religious, there's another 10%. So you have plus 80% siege ability. You will melt down forts because you are a strong believer. So second idea is espionage. One more good thing with espionage is you get cheaper claims. Cost to fabricate claims minus 25%. This stacks with donation of Constantine's at minus 25%. You can actually claim provinces for 10 or HRE provinces for 17, 18 spy network. So that makes life really easy. So what we will do now over the next years is we will build up a spy network through Milan over to Switzerland, Constance, Baden-Württemberg, Palatinate over to Mainz. Because we will do the same trick that I've shown you already in the Sweden guide, where I show you how Sweden can become an elector. We will do the same thing with the Pope. We will build a spy network route up here to Mainz because they are the smallest electors, easy to vassalize, and we vassalize them, and afterwards we ask Austria to transfer the electorate. I will show you how it works. As described, I built up a quick claim route up to Mainz. It looks very funny. This is actually not the German highway, it's the Pope claim way. So we will now declare war against Mainz, vassalize them, and afterwards ask Austria to transfer the electorate. As you could see, Mainz is my vassal now. Though there is this kind of decision, request electorate, where the emperor needs to have 80 trust, or you can just purchase it for 6,000 gold. Sadly, I don't have 6,000 gold now, so what we will do is we request the electorate. For that we need 80 trust. We are, in the last 40 years, allied to the Pope, to the Emperor. So what we will do is every month we will ask him now, hey, can you transfer the trust for favors for trust? And we will continue doing that. One more good thing about espionage mission ideas is the vassalation acceptance plus 15 and monthly favor gain. Because we are now so strong, it's very easy for us to vassalize little minors. So even Ferrara, I did not go to war with them, I just vassalized them. And so basically what we will do is we vassalize all the kind of minors and integrate them step by step. And now let's go forward and become an elector. 1495. Now we have transferred all the kind of favors into trust, and there's still Mainz who is an elector, but we will change this with a simple click on a button, request the electorate. Thank you, the emperor accepts our request, 30 trust now, we have lost the war declaration possibility against them, and now we are an elector, right? With that, you easily get an achievement because there's an achievement that the Pope needs to be an elector inside of the HRE, and that one was pretty easy. It took us only 50 years to do it. How do we continue now? The next steps are basically to declare the kingdom of God. As you could see, there are a lot of provinces that we need to own. So what we will do now is we declare war against Savoy, getting these kind of provinces back. We even try to vassalize Milan to get and ask for with favor return that Switzerland returns back the territory, and Venice we just will conquer them, and Trent we will diplo-vassalize them because they're part of the empire, we are part of the empire, and we will have our blackmailing completed when it's time. So now we will jump forward to the moment when we declare the kingdom of God. There are two more things I would like to highlight. As you could see, there's this kind of event, the commissioning of St. Peter's Basilica. This kind of event can happen after the 15th century, but only if this kind of monument is on level 0. What I have done right now, when this event pops up, you can just buy it for 1000 gold, use your manpower and money and level it up to level 1 like I did it right now and a few seconds ago, and then you can click with one button, you can make it to level 2. So this is an easy way, maybe a little bit gamey, to level up the monument with one click of a button and just investing 1000 gold and not 2500 gold for upgrading it further. Second thing, what I mentioned I wanted to highlight is the Reformation will kick in sooner or later. You can use your courier money to reduce or investigate on heresy to reduce the chance, but as more as you reduce it, at higher it and faster and higher it will get. Though what you should try to do is, when the Reformation kicks in, is to look for these kind of centers of trade, and afterwards try to declare, for example, I did it against Munich. Munich was allied to Ansbach, and Ansbach has one kind of center of Reformation, and we will now try to fourth convert them, and now we can do it, and we destroyed immediately one center of Reformation. This was actually pretty easy, and we need to do way more of that, and we need to do it with Brandenburg too. One little advice for that. As you know, when you have mines and when you have espionage idea, as long as Mainz is your vassal, I broke my vassallation with them, you can basically claim neighboring provinces in the name of Mainz. So you could build up a claim chain up to Cologne. Cologne is a monument where you can cost of enforcing religion through war, it makes it cheaper. 10%, 25%, and even 33%. That combined with the Malta monument, so it's additionally 5, 10, 15. So we have 48% cost of enforcing war through religion, or enforcing religion through war. Brandenburg has, for example, 130%. So even if I build up a claim chain up to them, I cannot force convert them within one war. I need to split them down. So, but what I could do is, if I have these both monuments on a higher level, like level 1 or level 2, level 2 would already be enough for this both event. I could use it and force convert them. With that, you can easily force convert bigger countries, and this is actually a pretty fun thing to do. When you have finally conquered all kind of provinces that you need to declare the kingdom of God, it's finally time to click that button. As you know, we are currently a kingdom. We have 500 government capacity. We are a little bit above it. Even while we build courthouses everywhere, with the declaration of the kingdom of God on earth, we will unite all men under one God, and we will become an empire. We get a crazy buff for more of army, prestige, devotion. Our monarch points get +2, and furthermore, we get this kind of event that allows us to make our ruler, our Pope, stronger. So I will just click one thing now. So the Pope-Elector, that's a very funny title, I really love that, is now a papacy. On top of that, we are an empire. We have now 700 government capacity, and we are, as mentioned, an empire within an empire. So, and that is what I would like to show you. Do you think Austria is the HRE emperor and the empire? No, it's the kingdom of God. The Pope is the empire. Let's do a little summary. How can you start building the kingdom of God? In the beginning, you just start with these few provinces. As the first thing, look out for allies. Austria, Castile/Spain, and if Castile or Austria may be rivaling each other, you can even take France. It's not a problem. Build up claims on the Provence area, build up claims on Naples, build up claims on Tuscany. One of them will be your next goal. Conquer them and get the provinces. As soon as you realize you got too much aggressive expansion with the Catholics, aim for a different nation, like go down and attack the Sunni nations. Make all this kind of Maghreb territory into trade companies for a huge amount of income. Right now I'm earning 140 ducats, and a lot of them is from trade, and I do not even have trade ideas. So there's a lot of money within Italy, especially in the Mediterranean. You will dominate both trading hubs. You will dominate Venice and you will dominate the Genoa hub. So you will literally swim in money. Idea-wise, we will start with quality or with divine. Both are fine picks. Divine is super good with espionage because you get a stronger siege ability and can siege down faster. With quality, your army tradition will not decay so fast. Right now, I have lots of army tradition and it decays really slow on a yearly base. Second idea, you go for espionage, as already mentioned. Espionage is really strong in 1034. They buffed the hell out of it. I love it. With the aggressive expansion, minus 20%, plus a 10% from the Pope's idea, plus Curia, you have a lot of aggressive expansion reduction, and it's really good. The third idea, religious is not a must-have, but it gives you basically a permanent casus belli against all the kind of heathen neighbors. If you do not like religious, you can go for economic. This is fine too. It helps you to build up your country. Fourth idea, it would be quality or it would be divine. I would pick divine now because it intermingles again very well with the religious ideas and it gives me this true manpower and true faith provinces. What is a really good combination with the kingdom of God, who gives me on top of it 15% national manpower and true faith provinces, and this is really nice. We already have talked about a little bit about the government reforms. Now let's summarize it here one more time. You cannot change the Pope, but as a second idea, a second government reform, you take the commercial mission for this additional merchant to collect trade. The tier third, you start with education of the court. Later, when you become Kingdom of God, you can't change it anymore. Tier 4, you will be the head of Catholic Church. You normally only get the daily devotions that appoint cardinal cost, but as soon as you claim the defender of faith, you get on top diplomatic reputation and improved relation. And I think that is really good because out of nowhere you get a diplomatic reputation. That's amazing. Clergy and administration, you go for the monastic breweries. As soon as tier 6 hits in, there's one good thing for the Pope. It's the Magister Militium Dei. You take that one, you will love it. Tier 7, it depends a little bit what kind of ideas you have chosen. There are very good options. It's Empower the Burghers for more trade efficiency, or Loquion Provisio for development cost reduction. Both are really good. Afterwards, the Divine Cause. You could take Combat Heresy, but I already described it in my other guide for the Theocratic. I think it comes in way too late, and the smaller of army is then not needed anymore. You need something else way much more. This could be the Expulsions of Heavens or Pursuit of Knowledge. With the Pursuit of Knowledge, you get technology cost reduction. That is normally the better option for theocracy. But as a Pope, you cannot choose your next heir or next ruler. So here you only get the technology cost reduction. Afterwards, it really doesn't matter. One thing I like to point out is the Global Crusade. If you have the Global Crusade and in addition you have filled up the religious idea, the Deus Vult is not only against neighbors, it's basically a global Deus Vult against any kind of heathen, and that is similar to the Riga casus belli that the Blessed Plutocracy or Sophistic Plutocracy has. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my Riga guide, because here I described these kind of two casus belli and how to make use of them. One more little outlook. What you could do is, as a Pope, sadly in my game I was not able to do it, you could go for an achievement called Holy Trinity. For Holy Trinity, you need to have the Teutons and the Livonian Order as your vassals/marchers. Additionally, there is one more, the Knights here in the bottom. Sadly, they disappeared too, and there was never an event that I could release them on Malta. If you have 3 of these knights and make them your marchers, you have basically your swords where you are the book. It's a nice alliteration and a nice metaphor. I totally like it. These three Crusader orders, the Knights, the Teutons and the Livonians, would make your sword. And the Pope, Kingdom of God, then has three swords slashing around inside of Europe, inside of the world. And they are really strong as a nation, especially if you have them as a march. I really like that. Please try it out. You made it. We are done with my guide. I have shown you how the Pope can become an empire within an empire. If you like the idea and you like the twist within it, please leave a like behind and subscribe to my channel. Share the news that a new guy is around that produces videos too. I totally enjoy playing Europa Universalis since many hours and days. And yeah, every time there's something new I figure out. In the meantime, you can enjoy the empire within the empire. Have a great day.